There, Nick Powell's publisher of 1851franchise.com and CEO of the Growth Club. What I love about the franchise broker, franchise consultant, franchise coach is that you're just as much of an entrepreneur as franchisors or entrepreneurial as franchisees. And so when it comes to building your business, you are also looking for the secret to how do you get more leads. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, I don't really care about leads. If I look at our own business, if I had to shuffle through 100 leads to get to a deal, I'd be quite frustrated. I wouldn't have the time to operate the business. And so I want efficiencies. Therefore, I'm looking for applications. I really want qualified and ready to buy franchise candidates. Now, as a franchise consultant or broker, especially if you have a large inventory of franchise brands that you're able to present back to the franchise buyer, and those franchise brands are obviously paying you a commission in exchange for you giving them the candidate, then someone who has a little bit of money to a lot of money, you have various different viewpoints on what could they potentially afford and what would they align with. And when you do your territory checks, where can they go? But the question is, what's the secret to gaining more of these qualified and ready to buy buyers? In my opinion, it's you. The beauty of where you stand as a franchise consultant as opposed to a franchisor is that you live in the market. And so when you're networking, you're going to events, you're shaking hands and kissing babies, maybe not kissing babies anymore, shaking hands. You go to the Chamber of Commerce, you go to sporting events, and you just keep asking people, where are you trying to get to in life? What's your dream? What equals winning? Oftentimes, franchising ends up being the solve of that. So on level one, the beauty of lead generation for you is that you can drive personal relationships in a market where typically not all franchisors can do that. The second thing, and this is where I think a lot of franchise brokers or consultants or coaches miss the mark, is personal branding. There are certainly some who are doing a wonderful job. You're putting out great content on LinkedIn and Facebook, even getting a little bit more exploratory on Instagram and TikTok. And so you're building up your personal brand. That's what ultimately sells. Everything goes back to brands don't sell, brands people do. And so the secret is you. And so if you were to Google yourself right now, what do you see? What's the story that you tell? Is it just your LinkedIn page or your Facebook page? Are you explaining franchising? And then as a layer two, are you celebrating the wins of the people that you have helped get into business, into franchising? Are you celebrating them through content and storytelling? Are you telling those stories? Because that's one of the beautiful parts of franchising is every time you have a win, you actually have an opportunity to celebrate. And every time they have a win, you have an opportunity to celebrate. And ultimately, all these celebrations and milestones continue to grow. And therefore, when you Google you and you see that footprint, now there's a lot of noise. And so landing page, website, LinkedIn footprint, content, thought leadership, all of this stuff about you as the thought leader will end up driving leads back to you. So you're trying to find a way to build these relationships with people. Remember, brands will sell, brands people do. Lift up your personal brand because you need to show that you're celebrating the fact that you're an entrepreneur as well. And then leverage all those stories, both locally and globally, to try to open up the doors to introductions to those who are qualified and ready to buy.